Welcome back. In this lecture, we shall learn about the case statement. So we use case statement to create new columns based on the conditions in the existing column. The format is parenthesis case when A is equal to B, then C, else D. And as column name, we want to give to the new column. Where this A is an existing column, B is a certain value in the column, and then based on the condition we provide a new column value for this column. Okay, and here else is optional. And suppose a typical question could be like, suppose we want to create a new column admission in the student table with the following mapping. Okay, so what would it look like in PG admin? Let's give it a try. So what do we want? Let's first of all copy the question. Alright, I want to create a new column and send the student table. So what does the student table have? Select from student. Okay, these are the columns in the student table, and based on the duration, means at what time, at what date these students were admitted, we are going to define a column value in the new column. That so admission that happened before this date will be called early admission, and after this date will call late admission. So how do we write case statement? And we want everything that is already in the table. Okay, so we shall case when date of admit. So this is your date of admit, right? And based on the conditions in the column date of admit, we are defining a new column. Date of admit is less than equal to 6 June, 30th June 2000. So when X condition, then early admission. Okay, else. So in this case, in the else case, if this condition is not satisfied, then what happens? It is late admission. And then end, and call this column as, in the column name we do not give parenthesis, quotes, admission. Okay, let's see what does it look like. Okay, we got a new column admission. So based on, so this guy was admitted on 27th June, which is before 30th June, that cutoff date. So this is a case of early admission, and so on and so forth. So I hope it makes sense. This is very straightforward. Now let's go to the next question. So the sales table, there is a sales table that contains information about the sales closed by the sales agent on a given date. And the executive leadership wants to know the total sales happened on the Martin Luther King Day, Valentine's Day, and St. Patrick's Day. So what we have to do is to get 3 columns that with total sales on these 3 particular days. So let's get back to PG admin, and before that let's copy the question. Okay, all right. So in this case, what is happening, we are aggregating the sales for a given day, and we are giving that particular day a certain name. Okay, so we are using aggregate function here, and the aggregate function will be sum what, the sales. Case when date is equal to 0108, sorry, 18 January, 18 January, and this is the year 2000. We can have a look at the table. What does it look like? This okay. There's some hidden character or what? Okay, so this is our sales data, invoice ID and the sales agent and the date of sales and the sales value. Okay, it is on a given day. So these are the sales for 3rd of January. So Tom Sawyer made 2 sales, Henry, Alex, Rohit all did 1 sales each. So what we are going to do is to count the sales on these, sum the sales on these given days. Select case when date is this, then what we have to do, we have to sum the sales column. So sales, and call it as King's Day, Martin Luther King's Day. Let's copy this. When date is 14th February, so this has to be 2. The sales is called Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day. And then next, when the date is 17th March, it is called Patrick's Day. Let's delete it. From the table sales. So this is the information we want. So what we are doing over here, we are using case statement within the aggregate function. Sales at King's Day. What is the error? There's some hidden character or what? Oh, sorry. We forgot to put in and. So and signifies the end of the case statement. Voila. So this is the King's Day sales, this is Valentine's Day sales, and this is Patrick Day sales. So we can see King's Day sales is like huge, much higher than Valentine's Day or Patrick Day sales. So I hope it is clear. Now let's get back to the slide deck and see what the next question is. Okay, so in this question, what we are asked is to get the count of students with high salary, mid salary, low salary. And the way high salary, mid salary, low salary is defined is this: the student getting more than 180k is high salary, and then between 140 and 180k is mid salary, and less than 140 is low salary. So we have two-fold job over here. First, we have to create a new column called salary range or whatever name we want to give, and it will have three values. This new column will have three values based on this criteria, and then we will group this column. We will group by this column to get the count of each instance, like how many students are in this salary bracket and this and this. Okay, so let's copy the question. I think this is by mistake. Okay. So what we are going to do first, count and salary. So where will we get salary? Let's have a look. So student and then professor. Oh, in the profession column we have salary. So we will join these two tables to get salary, and these two tables can be joined. I think no, we are just interested in salary. We are not interested in naming. We have to just count the names. So count the instances. So this profession table will be suffice. From profession. Alright, so these are the salary range for these students. So what we are going to do next is to build a case. Case when salary is greater than 180k, 180, then it is mid salary. In the same table, when salary is greater than equal to 140k and salary is less than equal to 180k, it is, oh sorry, it is high salary, and this is mid salary. Okay, when salary is less than 140k, then low salary. Okay, so this is the first part of the question. Let's see what does the output look like. Okay, we forgot to put and let's call this column as salary range. What is throwing error? Oh, we forgot to put in then here. Okay, so these are like counts. Okay, and if we say exact salary, if you want to see, so we can check. So this guy is getting 190k, which qualifies to be classified as high salary, and so on and so forth. So what we have to do, we have to count the salaries for, means how many instances of high salary is there, how many instances of mid salary, and so on. So we have to group by these things. So actually case statement will appear in the group by to get the count. Group by, let's copy this all. So one more thing, we are writing entire case statement in the group by, we cannot use nickname. Okay, we can't use nickname, the name that we gave to this column, because of the obvious reason, group by clause is executed before the select statement, so it will throw error, and we want the instances. Okay, let's see. Okay, there are 10 students with high salary, 4 with low salary, and 14 with mid salary. So I hope it makes sense. And let's what we have in this lecture. What? Okay. Okay. Case statement by group clause. So that is the end of this lecture, and there will be some practice questions, and do solve them, and we shall meet in the next lecture. Till then, happy learning.